the ISRL Tier 1 German Grand Prix on this hopefully lovely Sunday afternoon, at least for me it is. We're just waiting for the drivers to load into this session now to start the short qualifying, so if you're tuning in, welcome. We've just gotten the stream started. And yeah, we're just waiting everyone to load in, probably picking their tire choices. Strategy, of course, with the Tier 1 race, Tier 1, the absolute best ISRL has to offer in terms of drivers. So a lot of them are going to rely on strategy, as here we are loaded in. Looks like It's a Kush has just joined. We have 19 drivers on the grid for now, maybe even have a 20th by the time the race starts. We'll run you through. We have Pubed, Ibiku 1, ISRL Pretzels, Jer, ISRL Mushroom, Scully, Sweet Crown 19, the championship leader, I believe, thus far, Josh 2, Sophian, Carter, Gernman, Damsey, Cotton Eye Joe, Spoon, ISRL Knight, Jedi, Jamie 1, George JT, and UK Coxie. Currently on the grid. It looks like some drivers are about to come out. I believe I saw McLaren, so let's take a look. Let somebody through. We're right on board with Cotton Eye Joe, at least for now. Unless I'll give you, I believe, not Gernman. That was Scully on his outlap, so right on board with him. I'll get the track data, all that wonderful stuff set up for everyone watching at home. There we go. And here we are, just starting qualifying for the ISRL Tier 1 Grand Prix. Running on board with Scully as he goes around the outlap. Very excited. This hairpin is a bit of a dangerous one as we're seeing Scully go through it right now. If you miss your braking point, you're going way wide, you're losing a whole bunch of time on your lap, potentially even getting passed in the actual race come that time. So definitely going to want to be careful. Another corner to watch if Tier 2 has anything to say about that last race is that first turn, actually. Doesn't look all that threatening, but I guess if you catch the curve at the wrong spot, oh, you're getting sent into the wall. We watched a few DNFs in that Tier 2 race because of that. As here we watch Scully rounding the last few corners, about ready to start his flying lap, his first flying lap around Germany. So we'll just ride with him as he's going to be the first one to set it. And we're see how he takes that dangerous turn 1. Pretty good from what I can see. Yeah, looks very good. So we'll see how he goes on. Coming up to turn 2. Not too much to say about that turn. Neither this one. You're going into the back straight. It's a DRS zone. Good overtaking spot in the race as Damsey retires. Speaking of that turn 1, what can I say? Let's see if we can find it. I thought I saw it there, but I guess not. No, this is... Let's try to find this Alfa Romeo, I guess, if he's not gonna despawn. I believe that's Sweet Crown. We'll give you the onboard right as he despawns, of course. But I believe that was the turn 1 that took over him. We'll jump back with Scully as he's going into Sector 3. Right about now, into a bit of a narrow spot there. Very tough to overtake, but these are the best drivers we have in store, so if anybody can make an overtake stick in that very tight section, it would be them. Scully rounds the last few corners. We'll see what kind of time can he put up. It is, drumroll, looks to be a 1:13.6, so that is the time to beat with just under 50 minutes to go. Jediant goes ahead and sets a faster lap, 1:12.3, so he's on pole. Lots of drivers starting to finish their laps now as Mushroom comes around, a 1:13.8. Still Jediant holding provisional pole after this first round of drivers going around doing their flying laps. 1:12.393 is the time. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Just had a bit of a technical issue here on my end with the stream, but that got sorted out. At least I hope so. Jamie 1 is currently the pole sitter, setting a 1:11.7. There we go. So he is the time to beat with about 13.5 minutes to go here in this short qualifying. Let's actually close that screen up. Sorry if I had that open for a while. Just over half the grid has set times. Likma092 is joined. Not too sure if he's a runner or not. We'll look into that. As more drivers are setting times, 12 drivers so far have set times. Jamie 1 still the pole sitter with a 1:11.7. Looks like he's going to be doing his, he's just on his in lap right about now. Let's see, who is not on an in lap? I believe that's Sofiane going around on a flying lap. We'll see, oh, there we go. We'll see what Sofiane can do around this, the last few turns. Just going to wait for his, the time to show up. Comes around, and let's see. That's good enough for 12th. A 1:13.5 for Sofiane, so pretty decent time. The track will speed up as qualifying goes on, so I'm sure we'll see some much faster times as we proceed with this qualifying session. Ride with Spoon. I'm not too sure if he's on an in lap or a flying lap at the moment. Here, maybe this might help. Where is it? That he's on 0 ARS, so I figured he's coming into an in lap. Must have just finished his flying lap. Not fast enough to beat Jamie 1, but still good enough for second place so far. In this qualifying, a little under 12 minutes to go now. We'll see Pretzels. I'm not too sure if he's on a flying lap or not. We'll take a look and see as he comes around the last few corners. We'll see if he can improve his lap. He does come around. What kind of time will it be? Does not look like it's fast enough to improve his time, unfortunately. So he's going to remain in 8th position, at least for now. Yes, I remember what I wanted to do. What's the detail? There we go. Let's give this. See, here we are. Every driver has set a lap so far except for Carter and Gernman. Gernman currently on an out lap right now. He's on the medium tires, so this won't necessarily be true pace we're going to see from Gernman going around. But he's probably, I feel like I overheard some of the drivers looking for a bit more of a strategy kind of race today. Maybe putting on that harder compounded tires to start the race rather than going your typical softer to harder compound strategy. But Gernman's going around his out lap, so we'll see what kind of time he can put up. He is on the medium tire, so if he can land himself into that top 10, even better for him, being on that harder tires can go much longer than some of the other drivers setting those fast tires on the soft tires. So we'll see what kind of time he can put up. A few of the drivers now going on their next out laps. Looks like 3 through 6 are all out on their out laps. Going to see if they can improve their times now. Everyone's still trying to catch Jamie 1, who's the provisional pole sitter right now still, with a little over 10 minutes to go in qualifying. So we're just riding on board Gurman. He's just finishing up a Sector 2. Not expecting a purple Sector 2, didn't see a purple Sector 2, but hopefully it's still a very fast time for him. As he's coming around, looks like he's going to meet at least a bit of traffic. Might be an Alfa Romeo in front of him there, so hopefully that doesn't hinder him too much as he's coming around the last few corners. There we go, last corner. Gonna ride the toe, crosses the line, and that puts him good enough for 5th actually for Gernman. So nice qualifying for Gernman, sitting in provisional 5th position with about 9.5 minutes to go. So he's probably very happy on those medium tires as well. Although I say that and he gets bumped down to 6th. As Ilbiku 1, I believe, just finished his time. He sets a 1:12.3, and that's good enough for that last podium position. So we'll see Jediant as he's coming around the last few corners. Can he beat his time? Currently sitting in 4th with a 1:12.3. But he jumps into the pits, so no, I don't think that was fast enough to beat his time. So we'll see if he can get another run out. Let's see, Josh 2 coming around. He's looking to beat his time, hoping to jump Jediant. His best time is a 1:12.6, so we'll see if he can beat that as he's coming into the 3rd sector, that narrow zone. You need to be careful in this narrow zone. It's really easy because it's not as wide to clip the grass, and that could send you, that could send you into the wall, just off into Narnia into the grass there. You don't want that to happen. But he did very good with that, going around the last few turns. We'll see if he can beat his time. Looks like Mushroom is following right behind him, looking to get that toe. He does cross the line, does not beat his time, unfortunately. So he will remain in 7th position behind Giant. 1:12.6 is still his best time. So right on board with our championship leader now, Sweet Crown 19. He's on the medium tires, it looks like. His best time, a 1:11.8. So I believe he probably just came around and finished a time. But let's right on board now. That said, with Jamie 1, currently the pole sitter. It looks like he's out on a flying lap now, looking to beat his time, extend that gap for the pole position, put the pressure on everybody else. And as he's coming around, looks like he's at that hairpin, takes it very nicely. He does, and he's gonna come down this back section in sector 2. Pretty easy to take that corner flat out if you know what you're doing. Takes that line very nicely, and we'll see what kind of time he can set as he's flying through sector 2, coming into sector 3 now. 1:11.7 is the time to beat for Jamie 1. We'll see if he can beat it as he's coming around the last few corners now. He's going to want to start on pole because he's going to want to get that nice start right off the bat to get away from Sweet Crown 19, whom I believe is the main rival in the championship for Jamie 1. He sets a 1:11.4, so he does beat his time and spreads that gap that much more between first and everybody else on the grid thus far. Let's take a look. I think Jer's coming in on an in-lap. He set a 1:12.5. Yep, there he goes. Jumps into the pits. Most are just in the pits and on the out lap, so we'll try to find somebody on track. I believe that's Pretzels. He might be coming in as well. No, he crosses the line, so it looks like he might just be starting a lap. I'm not sure. Bumps into 0, so maybe just abandoned the lap. We'll take a look and see as he's going around. But now let's see Jedi. It looks like he's on a flying lap, so we'll see what he can do. Hopefully better results this time around compared to the last flyer that he did. So I do not have the updated standings, but I believe Sweet Crown 19 is still the championship leader right now, behind Jamie 1. Haven't had the but that is as of at least round 7. We're up to round 9 now, so a little bit has changed. Won't have the updated standings, unfortunately, to commentate with this time around, but that's not worry. We will survive. Just over 5 minutes to go in qualifying as Jedi. Comes around the last few corners. We'll see if he can better his time. As he's coming around the back straight, crosses the line, and that's good enough for second. So he knocks Sweet Crown down to that second row, and he sets a 1:11.7, but still not fast enough to beat Jamie 1's time of 1:11.4. But that said, we'll ride with Spoon. He's currently sitting in 4th. 1:12.1 is his best time. Looks like he's on a flying lap, so we'll see what kind of time he can put up in these potential dying seconds of qualifying. This is coming around that very, very fast right-hander there before you come into a bit more of a tricky section. It's really easy to go wide around those turns, but it looks like Spoon does a good job of keeping the car in control. Very close to that wall there as he's coming around. And it looks like he loses it a little bit. Like I said, the track gets very narrow there, so you have to be careful not to lose on the grass, because that could be your lap right there. I'm not too sure how fast he was going. He looks like he's going to try to finish this lap either way, and he's going to cross the line. It's a 1:12.0, so he remains in 5th position. But now we have actually Gernman now. I didn't even notice it. Gernman actually takes 2nd position. Looks like he just finished a flying lap. So he takes that 2nd position away from Jedi, and that actually knocks Sweet Crown down to 4th in the qualifying order with about 3.5 minutes to go. So I think some of the drivers are just about to get ready to start their last flying laps of this qualifying session. Let's take a look. We'll try to find somebody who's actually on a flying lap to watch. Josh too, actually. He comes in second, so he's just jumps his way up the order. 1:11.429, 1/1000th of a second slower than Jamie 1, who sets the 1:11.428. So very, very fast lap by Josh 2. Just misses out on pole position. Wow, what a time difference we have there. 1/1000th of a second between Jamie 1 and Josh 2. Holy moly. This looks like some of the other drivers are starting to come around. ISRL Knights, that's a 1:12.0, so that's good enough for 6th spot here in qualifying. We'll see if he can make another lap, stick with these tires, or what he's going to decide to do. Let's see, some of the drivers still into the pits, and doesn't look like they want to come out just yet. Looks like they're biding their time a little bit. Yellow flag in Sector 3, so hopefully that's just cars letting each other go by. And let's take a look. We have Elbiku. He's out on a flying lap right now. Looks like he just started his flying lap in that Mercedes car. So he's coming up to the hairpin. We'll see if he can beat his time. Currently sitting in 9th, but he's going to look to, to end up in a better position than what he is now by the end of this qualifying section. Looks like other cars are letting each other through. Nothing really to be worried too much about in qualifying, unless we see something pop up of a car DNFing out of qualifying. Down to the dying seconds now. 2 minutes to go, a little bit under, as some of the drivers are finishing their flying laps. Some of them are just about to start. Hopefully they can make it across the line with enough time to get that one last flying lap out. UK Coxey is out of qualifying, so he's going to be okay with his 1:12.2 set on those medium tires. But we'll see if Elbiku can knock down UK Coxey as he crosses the line. And that's still in 9th position for Elbiku 1, so it doesn't look like he goes faster. Let's jump on with somebody else. It looks like got a few drivers now. Sweetcar 19, Gurnman, and Jamie 1 all out on an out lap right now. So we'll see if they can make it across in time. Knight retired from the session, so he's going to settle with his 6th position. Now here we have it. We'll give Sweetcar 19 a bit of love as he's coming around his flying lap. We'll see what he can do. Currently sitting in 5th spot. 1:11.8 is his fastest time, but if I know Sweetcar 19, he's probably going to go faster than that. So hopefully Jamie 1, Josh 2, everybody else on their flying laps, hopefully they can find some pace, because I'm sure Sweetcar is out with a vengeance now, going around his flying lap as he's coming up to the hairpin. We'll see very nicely around the hairpin as Carter retires from the session, so he's going to be, he did not qualify, Carter did not. 3 drivers who decided they did not want to qualify, so I think they're going to settle with the strategy of the strategy side of the race, maybe start on those medium or those hard tires even. We'll have to see once the race starts. As Sweet Crown, it looked like there was another car that was just in the dirt there. It's a little unfortunate if somebody was finishing a flying lap. The checkered flag has flown, so let's take a look. Sweetcar 19, he jumps into the pits, so not a quick enough lap. Gurnman goes fastest now with a 1:11.1, so he knocks off Jamie 1 right at the end, but Jamie 1 isn't done yet. He's going around his flying lap now, so let's see. Will Jamie 1 take pole position, or will Gurnman snipe the pole away on the last possible lap? Took a bit of grass, Jamie 1 did, going around that corner there, so that could have slowed him down a little bit. But let's see. It looks like he's flying around the track. He's still on that high ERS, so I'm thinking he's still going for it, do or die. Let's see. He's going to come around the last few corners. What will Jamie 1 do? Let's see, he comes around the last corner. Goes a little bit wide there. Lap is still validated, at least for now. Goes wide, cuts the grass. I don't think that's going to be quick enough. Actually, he did speed up his time, a 1:11.375, but that's not good enough to knock off Gurnman. So there we have it. That's qualifying. Last moment, Gurnman took pole position away from Jamie 1, who's now sitting in 2nd position. Josh 2 in 3rd, Mushroom in 4th, Giant in 5th, Jer is in 6th. Sweetcar 19, the championship leader, all the way down into 7th position after abandoning his last lap. And Cotton Eye Joe, who's just parked on the circuit there, looks like he crashed out. He's in 8th position. Car decided he wanted to move a little bit. That's quite alright. Can get out of the way, car. If that's easier for you to just hop around, then who am I to judge? But there we have it. Like I run through, Gurnman, Jamie 1, Josh 2 is the top 3. Going down the order, Mushroom, Jediah, Jer, Sweet Crown 19 in 7th position. Cotton Eye Joe 8th, Knight 9th, and Spoon rounds out the top 10. Only one of these top 10 drivers, Sweet Crown 19 actually, is starting on those medium tires. So maybe a bit of an advantage, potentially a bit of a tactical move by Sweet Crown 19. Staying in 7th, but he's on the quicker compound of tires. So there we have it. There's the rest of the order. 19 racers. 3 drivers actually did not set a time or DSQ'd. So let's see what kind of strategy they can run through. We might have a bit of a breather moment. For those of you who are just tuning in, first time tuning in, watching us, we might take a bit of a breather moment to give the drivers time to, you know, get up, stretch, run to the washroom, have a drink of water, get psyched into the race, you know, whatever you have it. And yeah, it looks like we are taking a bit of a moment from what I can see. So as long as... Oh, it looks like we had somebody who advanced. So for those of you who are taking a breathing moment of the drivers who have the stream open, we are counting down right now. So just a little bit of a heads up. We have a driver moving on. We will be moving on relatively quicker than usual. But that's all right as long as the drivers are there. We do have a formation lap as well before the start of the race, which gives drivers a bit more time. But of course, you do want to be there for the start of the safety car to get the heat in the tires, warm up the brakes, do what you have to do. And there we have it. We are starting the formation lap. 34 laps of racing around this circuit we are going to see today. I'm excited. I don't know about everyone at home, but I'm excited here in the commentator's booth. Not too often you get to see a Williams at the front of the grid starting off a race, so enjoy this now while you can, because I don't think we'll see this too often, at least not in the real life Grand Prix, whenever those decide to start. Luckily for us, esports is not affected by what's going on in the news, so we press on in Germany for the German Grand Prix. It's the 9th round, so we are past halfway in the season. So drivers are really going to have to work hard to get the best possible positions to keep their fighting chance in the championships. Sukar 19 is the championship leader, I believe. Jamie 1 in 2nd. I recall, like I mentioned, I do not have the updated standings, but I believe that's still the 1-2, although the gap has been diminished quite a bit between Jamie 1 and Sweetcar 19. Looks like we're rounding the last few corners now of the formation lap. I will take this time quickly to say, if you are enjoying what you're watching, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads. But yeah, that's the best possible way you can support ISRL and watch it grow into the Formula 1 and GT Sport racing community in the esports community. Now, as the drivers are just lining up into the grid, it looks like there's a bit of a gap, maybe around Sweet Crown 19, tactically making all the other drivers come in early. They'll have a bit of a cool down, a bit more of a cool down than these back drivers will, so maybe not as much performance starting off going into these first few turns. Like we saw in Tier 2, Turn 1, the first turn, like in most tracks, was a bit of a danger as the last few drivers are lining up on the grid now, but we will see if that will affect Tier 1. Wonderful gaps here. Apologies to Jer, who's a minute 40 behind, but here we go, waiting for the race to start now. Waiting for the lights still. I am excited. I hope everyone at home is as well. There we go. We see the lights. Up to 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights now. 5, 4, 5 red lights, and we are off. Looks like we have a Mercedes looking to make a big move, pulling over, I guess, slowing down. We'll see around turn 1. Looks like there was a bit of contact between Josh 2 Mushroom. Josh 2 goes a little bit wide. Looks like everyone survived turn 1 relatively safe. Let's take a look. Lots of movement. We see there's a side-by-side, a Renault and an Alfa Toro. An Alfa Romeo. Looks like Josh 2 is fighting with Giant. Let's jump along with Jer and Sweet Crown 19, who are battling it out. Josh 2 actually very close to make a battle. Lots of battles going on in lap 1. Cars are side by side. So they're going into the hairpin now. Josh 2, can he make the move stick? Looks like he does. Past Giant. Sweet Crown 19 still in 7th position. Needs to make a move on. But I say that he gets passed by ISRL Knight. Let's take a look at this battle. Everyone all close to one another. Giant to Josh 2, even more so. Looks like there's lots of movement in the back. There's a Damsey, I think, might have gone off. I see there was a yellow flag in the background. Up there we have it. Looks like there was a Red Bull that went wide there. That might have been Fly By Night, or ISRL Night, sorry. So Sweet Crown 19 does make the pass, but looks like they're going side by side now, going into the last few sections. Let's take a look. We'll give you the onboard. Sweet Crown 19 does manage to squeeze through on those medium tires, so Sweet Crown 19 still keeps that 7th position from Fly By Night. Let's jump back to Giant. It looks like he's very, very close to Josh 2. Wanting to make that move. He's been trying to make that move. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1. Cotton Eye Joe is out of the session. What happened there? Let's go down. Let's see. Biku's in the pits. It looks like another victim of Turn 1, I believe. It looks like we just saw another victim of Turn 1. We have a full safety car on lap 2 for this incident. So let's take a look. We'll see if we can see Anabiku as he comes out of the pits. What happened to Cotton Eye Joe? 1 lap, that's all it took. I guess we're just going to miss it, unfortunately, as the car despawns. But that's Cotton Eye Joe's race done, just like that, in a blink of an eye. We'll see with the Biku, the safety car is parked up, waiting for drivers to make their other turn, but the grid is relatively close together. Jamie 1, just to give a sit rep, Jamie 1 is still in first, Gernman in second, so Gernman lost out on that pole position to Jamie 1. In that first lap. Mushroom rounds out the top 3 as he's another strong showing, just like from what we saw in the Tier 2 race early on. Another strong showing from Mushroom, currently sitting in 3rd position. Let's take a moment just to see what the gaps were after 1 lap. That's not what I'm looking to do. Detail, position change. Lots of drivers jumping into the pits, it looks like, getting off those soft tires on the first 2 laps. ISRL, oh no, it's a Kush, probably the biggest jumper right now, other than Sweet Crown 19, who's actually staying on those medium tires. Yep, most of the drivers looks like they're going on those medium tires. Everyone except for Spoon, who's going to stick with those soft tires, it looks like. But there we have it. After all the pits, Sweet Crown 19 on those medium tires, currently sitting in first from 7th in the grid. Very, very good for Sweet Crown 19. Not so good for Jamie 1, who's down in 13th after that after the pits section with the safety car. And then his teammate Pubed, teammate of Sweet Crown 19, the other Alfa Romeo, up in 2nd. So very good showing early on by these Alfa Romeos. Strategy of the medium tires has definitely paid off for them. And here we are, lap 3, riding through the safety car. I'm looking forward to the reset. We'll see if the safety car decides it wants to come in this lap. Safety car has just about led 100% of the lap that the safety car has raced. Fun little stat for everyone at home. I think I gave that one yesterday in the Tier 2 race, but there's no shame on my end from the commentary booth. I will reuse stats whenever possible to fill in the time. But here we are. Will the safety car come in? I'm not seeing much of a slowdown, so we might be going around for one last lap. We'll find out soon enough. I didn't see any, Cube gets very close to Sweet Crown. Don't want to see any damage amongst teammates. And no, here we are going to have to sit around another scenic route of Germany, the German Grand Prix Hockenheim ring here, as the safety car decides it wants to stay out for one more lap. All the racers are together. We'll see. Hopefully there's not any accidents under the safety car. These are the best drivers Tier 1 does have to offer, but history has shown that driving onto the safety car is not as easy as it might look. The these race drivers, a lot of them, they want to go fast. They want to speed down the circuit. So it's not as easy as it might seem to keep a slower pace. I know even in my case, I just want to, you know, get up, get moving, you know, just pick up the speed and start racing. But here we are, sort of halfway through the lap, coming up to the hairpin now. Sweetcar 19 Pubed in first and second. Spoon is in third in that McLaren on those soft tires. So he might have a nice start. Pretzel's behind him in fourth, and UK Coxey rounds out the top 5. Good showing for the Toro Rossos in 6th and 7th right now. Looks like they started on those medium tires. Looks like a lot of the drivers early on that started on those medium tires, that strategy worked out for them. Especially with the safety car early on, and most coming into pit on those medium tires. Tires are only 2 laps older than those behind, as the safety car will be coming in this lap, so we can get back to racing. I will ride on board with Pube for this start to see if he can make a push on Sweet Crown 19. We'll Spoon on that softer Tasmanian Devil. Not too sure if he's supposed to join. Not too sure where he's coming from, but that's alright. There we go. He leaves the session. Not too sure why we're getting people joining and leaving. But there we have it. Just about ready to start up again on lap 5 once the drivers cross the line. Will Sweet Crown 19 keep his lead on this restart? We will find out as we go green. Here we go. Pube coming around. Spoon behind him. It looks like Pretzels is putting pressure on Spoon coming around turn 1. Very close. Looks like the drivers went a little bit wide there. Keeping an eye. Looks like there's a big battle between the racing points as well. Let's jump with Pretzels as he gets very close to Spoon. Maybe the staying on those soft tires was not the best idea. I see Jamie 1 is making his way up the field. Makes one pass. We'll see. And that's Jer actually. Does he park it into the pits? What happened with Jer? I'm not too sure, as we see a side-by-side battle. Pretzels does make the move stick on Spoon, so maybe staying on those soft tires was not what you're hoping to do. Looks like Carter and Gernman pass Scully on the straight. I see Jamie 1 and Fly By Night having a nice battle side by side coming around here. Looks like there's a bit of contact between Josh 2 as well, but ISRL Knight keeps that position, at least for now, over Jamie 1. Sofiane making a pass on UK Coxey elsewhere, it looks like. But there we go. It's a Kush is looking to make a move as well. Very, very close. Looks like this is all a big battle here for about 5th position. Because Carter looks to be very close as well. As Sweet Crown 19, he takes a 3-second time penalty. Looks like Pubed is doing a good job of sticking with him, as looks like it's a Kush is going to think about making a move. He goes down the inside. There's some contact. Will he spin? No, he doesn't spin, but he does lose a few positions. That gives Carter a very easy move. And then now it doesn't look like It's a Kush has DRS, so it looks like that might be a relatively easy pass for Gurman. As I see, there's a few passes being made. Mushroom, George JT. Looks like, oh no, looks like Gerdman goes a little bit wide there. I saw like there was a 3-wide battle. George AT, ISRL Mushroom. Oh my goodness, it's a little bit of a chaos. We have nearly 4 wide down this straight. 3 wide to 2 wide. Oh, looks like somebody went off a little bit. That must have been Josh 2 as he falls down. Whole bunch of side-by-side battles here on lap 6. This midfield battle is just absolutely ridiculous. Crazy sights here on the stream. Jediant looking to make a move on Scully. Very close, side by side. Looks like Jediant has the bigger balls. And that's the Mercedes of Biku that's into the wall. So he spins in all of that battle. And he's down into 18th position. On those hard tires, he's going to have to pit now to get a new front wing. That's very unfortunate for him. And that's Scully that loses it a little bit. He has front wing damage, so he jumps into the pits as well. What actions that we see here. I'm not too sure why people are joining, but we'll find out. Looking for some more battles. Looks like Carter is going to be making a move on UK Coxey, or going to be thinking about it. I see Pretzels is very, very close to Pube now for that second place. Sweet Crown nearly a second lead. Pretzels thinking about making a move. He has to go the long way around. Does he try the switchback? No, he doesn't. So Pube survives that onslaught. It looks like Carter made a move on UK Coxey there, and Jediant making a move. Looks like they're battling still, Jediant and George JT, and looks like Jediah does make that move stick. Jump on board with Itzakush, as it looks like he makes the move. Spoon and Sofian. Spoon's soft tires not really working for him from what we can see as of now. Trying to catch these moves here. Let's take a look at Spoon on those soft tires. So he might need to come into the pits soon, because it looks like he's losing lots of ground on the cars ahead of him, even on that faster compounded tires. Let's take a look. Looks like we have a nice battle. Sweetcar 19 looking to run away with it, but not necessarily being able to do that as well. Let's give you the telemetry to see what kind of ERS we have to work with. But it looks like we're watching Pretzels hunting down Pubed, as Gurman takes a 5-second time penalty. I noticed that in his battle with Jamie 1 and ISRL Mushroom. So let's quickly jump to this. Looks like ISRL Mushroom, what happened to Gurdman there? He just completely loses it, and that gives away about 4 positions there. But hold on your hats. Looks like Pretzel's looking to make a move on Pubed again. He needs to go the long way around. Pubed doing a good job of positioning his car to not make that pass easy for ISRL Pretzels. What sights we've seen early on. Looks like Mushroom's now very, very close to trying to make a move on Knight. We'll take a look and see, can he make this move stick? It's a bit of a hard spot to pass in this section here. Lots of very, very short gaps, but looks like Mushroom is just riding the behind of ISRL Knight in that Red Bull car. But I need to jump back, because now it looks like Pretzels is putting lots of pressure on Pube. We'll see them going around the last few turns into the start-finish straight. Lap 8, going into lap 9 now. Will Pretzels be able to make that move this time around? As Sweetcar 19, there we go. He might have heard me into the stream. Call him out. Oh, that's Pube that goes way wide there. Pube goes way wide in that first turn, it looked like, but we'll see if Pretzels, hopefully that doesn't phase him. I see Itzakush is very, very close to making a move as well. So let's take a look, quickly jump to this move as they went side by side, but that doesn't happen. Back to Pretzels. He's going to make the move. We'll give the onboard. Never mind the onboard as they're side by side. Will he make the move stick? He finally gets the inside line. There's a bit of contact. Doesn't look like anything's broken, but Pretzels does finally make that move stick. But not too much ERS. Well, about similar with ERS. Pube has a little bit more, but it does look like he makes that move stick. What happened to Jamie 1 down here? Do I see wing damage? So it looks like lots of drivers passed him. I think I see a little bit of a... Do I? Nope, I must be going crazy. It looks like Jamie 1 just fell a few positions. I'm not too sure what happened there. I see Josh 2 is looking to make a move on George JT, getting very close. It looks like George JT can hold off that position. Knight looking to make a move now, coming in the last few corners now on Itzakush. ISRL Knight looking to pick up the pace. Normally he's competing with the big fighters up at the front as he thinks about going the long way around. It looks like Itzakush is going into the pits, so he's tired of those 8-lap-old medium tires, so it makes the position a little easier for Flyby Knight, or ISRL Knight, as he comes across. But he's going to be pressured by Jamie 1, it looks like. And Mushroom as well is putting pressure as well. So it looks like there's a big battle going on for 7th now. Keeping an eye on the gaps to make sure that we can show you the best possible race. I do see there's a nice battle between Jordan and Josh 2. Finally, we're about to see that battle. What's going on here? Will Josh 2, looks like he does make the move, makes the dive bomb stick. Will George JT come back at him? No, they're going down single file, so Josh 2 does make that move stick on George JT. I'll jump back to Jamie 1 if I can ever go the right direction, end that battle for 7th position. But come to say, it looks like Josh 2, he's looking to really pick up the pace. He's about to looking to make a move on Gurnman as well. Just switching between the battles, looking to catch the actions that happen. Damsey retires, so what happened to Damsey there? Let's take a look. I'll give a bit of an onboard with Itzakush as he comes around. It looks like Damsey, and we have a virtual safety car coming out. We'll do the onboard. I think he might have caught the grass and sent it into the wall. You know, I think that's exactly what happened. Just lost it there. And that's Damsey's race over just like that. Very unfortunate on lap 11 for Damsey, as you know, that's it. That's his race gone, just like that. Just for one mistake. Very unfortunate, but here we are, lap 11. Whew, we can take a bit of a breather finally, as we had lots of action within that section of the Grand Prix. Lap 11 out of 34, and looks like we're back up to racing now. So just as quickly as the safety car came, that virtual safety car left. UK Coxey very, very slow. Jamie 1 and ISRL Knight get a relatively easy pass on UK Coxey. Maybe those soft tires are gone for UK Coxey. They are 10 laps old, so doesn't necessarily have as much pace as you might hope. We'll take a look at Jediant as he's very, very close to Mushroom, putting on the pressure in this battle. Looks like there's a big battle going on for 9th here, for 9th position, the last few points in the pecking order. But let's take a look and see if he can make that move on the start finish straight. DRS, it is open as they go around turn 1. Mushroom rides the curb a little bit, so that might give a nice pace for Jediant to make that move in this back straight. A nice 4-battle car, but I come to say that looks like the Williams and Josh 2, Gernman, battling in behind there. Who's going to make the move? It looks like Gernman keeps that position. But it looks like a nice 4-car battle as Jediant is looking now to make that move. He's going to go down the inside. Looks like he's able to make that move stick, at least for now. But can he? No, actually. It looks like they all get forced wide. No one more than Jediant. And that's Josh 2 that benefits from a nice few positions. There's contact, actually. Who is that? That's Mushroom, it looks like, in the back there. He took some contact trying to fight for the position, so he might need to go into the pits and switch that front wing. Very unfortunate for Mushroom, from 9th all the way down into 12th position now, and actually down to 13th as he gets passed by George AT. Pretzels does set the fastest lap, so he's on the hunt for Sweet Crown 19. Let's ride on board with Knight as he's looking to chase down Jamie 1 for that 6th spot. Jamie 1 also looking to make a move. He's 4.5 seconds back of ISRL Carter, but he's going to want to really pick up the pace to catch Sweet Crown 19 in that battle for the championship. Gaps are starting to form now on lap 13 of the Grand Prix, as cars are starting to do a little bit of their own race, starting to get away a little bit. But I do hope that we can see a nice battle, at least between Sweet Crown 19 and Pretzels, before the end of this race for the lead. As Knight is very, very close to Jamie 1's, the back of Jamie 1's car. He's going to think better of it, and looks like he's going to regroup and maybe look to make that move later on down the lap, maybe the start of the next lap. Gets very close, 3/10 away from Jamie 1. So once DRS does get activated, he will have it, albeit he goes a little wide there. But still manages to keep that gap very manageable, putting lots of pressure on Jamie 1. As they're coming around the last few corners. Let's see, will ISRL Knight be able to make that move on lap 15 as they're going to come across, or lap 14? Yeah, it looks like it's lap 14. They come across. DRS is open. It looks like Jamie 1 is able to get away. Let's take a look. Jamie 1 is using a lot of ERS to defend against Fly By Night, it looks like. But Fly By Night is keeping on the pressure. He's going to come into the better overtake zone. But now that I mentioned that, it looks like I think it was UK Coxey and Josh 2 having a battle behind. Josh 2 getting very, very close. Is he going to try to make the move? We'll give you the onboard. He has DRS open, pops into overtake mode 4. They're going to be side by side, it looks like. And it looks like Josh 2 is able to make that move stick as they go around the hairpin, forcing UK Coxey to take the long way around the outside line. And Josh 2 jumps up into 8th position. Jamie 1 manages to fight off Fly By Night, at least for now, in this battle for 6th as we're watching. I do see George AT getting close to Spoon, and he's going to look to make that move less than a second away. UK Coxey and that battle with Josh 2. We'll see what kind of moves he can make. Sweet Crown keeping about a 1 second gap to ISRL Pretzels, but we'll see if Pretzels can extend that gap, or can close the gap before the end of this race to take that win away from Sweet Crown 19. Lots of drivers now starting to do their own race in this championship. Only a few gaps to speak about. Let's jump back with Knight as he's chasing down Jamie 1, but I'm saying that looks like Jamie 1 himself is making time up to ISRL Carter for that 5th position. So not only is he able to hold off Knight, he's also catching the 5th position. But now that I say that, Knight tries to make a move, sticks his nose down there, but Jamie 1 does a good job of defending. You don't want to ruin anybody's races there, so I think Knight decided he wanted to back out a little bit of that once he realized that move was not going to happen, and he's going to try again a little later on. This is the closest battle on track, so this is the one we're going to watch, at least from what I can see. But looks like there's a bit of a gaps are now starting to form between the drivers. But here we are. But I mentioned that as well. Sophia looks like is catching Pube. Oh, Pube jumped into the pit, so that's why. We'll see what kind of tires will Pube go into. It looks like Knight is looking to make a push. He's on high ERS, but doesn't have much of it to burn. He takes a time second penalty there for good measure as well in this battle with Jamie 1. But he's managed to stay within a second. So very consistent with Jamie 1. Pube decides he wants to go on the hard tires, so definitely going to be able to go to the end of the race with those tires, I will say. But here we are, lap 16. Gaps are starting to form. Sucre 19 up to a 2-second lead over ISRL Pretzels in 2nd position, and the gaps just form from there. Here we have a Jamie 1 starting to pull away a little bit. We'll jump to Jediant. It looks like he's trying to chase UK Coxie. They are teammates, so maybe not going to battle as hard as we would like to see them. But, you know, you don't want to hold each other back too much either. With Spoon just 1.3 seconds behind these 2 Racing Point drivers. We'll take a look. I'm not too sure if these Racing Point drivers are in a party together or if it just so happens that they're benefiting from one another. There we go. UK Coxie jumps into the pits. He's had enough of those medium tires. Looks like a few of the other racers are jumping into the pits as well, into the 2nd round of pit stops. Lots of them going on to the hard tires, I guess. So it looks like that is the strategy that most are going to run. They're going to go hard tires to the end of this race. Take a look. Now that I mentioned that, with all these pit stops, Sweet Car 19 has a big gap now, but now that we mentioned that, we do see him lock up. Not too often we get to see Sweet Car 19 lock up on the brakes, so maybe those 16-lap old medium tires are a little gone for him, so maybe he'll be coming in as well, and we'll see what kind of what tires he puts on if he does decide he wants to come in. But very big gap Sweet Car 19 has, 15 seconds to Jamie 1. Looks like Pretzels is making a move, making a charge on Josh 2, looking to climb back up the rankings on those hard tires. Let's take a look and see. He's getting very, very close. Spoon as well. So it looks like we're in for a little bit of action coming up in the next lap, as drivers are looking to overtake after making their pit stops. So here we go. We're riding with Pretzels, at least for now, as he comes and makes his move. Not really seeing much in terms of the move, at least for now. But we might have more of a chance of seeing it in this 2nd part of the DRS on this long back straight. But here we go. On that hard tires, will Pretzels be able to make the move on Josh 2? Josh 2's tires are a little old. Looks like he's very, very close. Kicks it to get that inside line. They're side by side, and it does look like, can he make the move? Josh 2 is fighting. They're still side by side, but looks like Pretzels does get the better traction, so he makes the move. I did see a bit of contact between Spoon and Jediant in their battle. They're still side by side as they're coming around. Holy, what kind of battle. Looks like Spoon does manage to take the lead, but Jediant isn't giving up. Jediant will keep fighting for this position, but it looks like now they slot in a bit more single file. I think Jediant is going to think a little bit better of it, maybe look to make the move in the start of the next lap. But here we are. The gaps have started to close between the drivers who have stayed out. I see Sweet Crown 19 has decided he wants to pit. And here we'll see Pube as he's was very, very close to Sophia and looking to make that move on those hard tires. 2-lap old hard tires for Pube. Sucron 19 only comes out in second position, but looks like he's being pressured right away by Fly By Night. So let's actually jump to this battle right now. Nice little 3-car battle between Pretzels, Knight, and Sweet Crown 19. Jamie 1 now has a nice little gap, but he's going to have to pit out of those medium tires. But so does Knight for that matter, as now that I mentioned that Pretzels does make a move on Knight. Knight is still fighting, but it looks like he's going to lose out over traction. But I do say that he does manage to stay at least for a little while, but those fresher tires do take over with the traction. So Pretzels can now continue to hunt down Sweet Crown 19. Very, very close battle. I see Jedian actually very, very close to Sophian, wants to make that move, but Pubed is also putting the pressure on as well. So there's the battles we're looking for. Just have to wait for the pit stops for these two to happen. But Jedian is on very old tires, so he might need to pit soon. Pube just looking, you know, like anxious to make the move. He's just like, come on, let's go. I need to move on. But here we go. We're going around the last straight. We'll see. Looks like Jedian does jump into the pit, so he's going to get those tires off. So does Knight. So, updated pecking order. Jamie 1, Sweet Crown 19 right behind Jamie 1. So here we go. This is the battle we were looking to have on lap 20. Jamie 1, Sweet Crown 19. 25 points of over 18 on the line. Sweet Crown 19 looking to make the move. Goes left, right, down the he makes the move. Jamie 1 tries to switch back. Will he make that move stick? Who has the better traction? Jamie 1, his tires might be losing out on him because Sweet Crown 19 does make the move, and it looks like Pretzels can make that move very easy on his teammate in that Haas car. So here we go. Sweet Crown 19 and Pretzels gonna duke it out again. I see Sophian getting very close to Spoon. Sophian on the harder tires, but they are fresher, so we will have to see if it will be fast enough to pass Spoon. 14 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Here we are. I'm looking for all the battles. Knight goes a little bit wide there, in his hunt for it's a Cush. Only 3/10 behind, it looks like, and Jedian right behind, very, very close to his teammate. We'll see if there's any team orders that get called there. Jamie 1 jumps into the pits, so we'll see what kind of tires he puts on. Is that another set of medium tires he has? We will see soon enough as he comes out. I see Sophian getting very, very close to Spoon. Will he be able to make this move on this back straight? This is the place to do it. He jumps it in. DRS is on. But it looks like Spoon is able to fight off, at least for now. But I say that, there's the speed that we're expecting to see, but he has to go the long way around, and that does not look like it's going to happen. But I say that, what happened to Spoon? Spoon completely missed the braking, went way wide, and that actually gives Sophian the easy third position. So Spoon just outraced himself a little bit, and he just lost position on the braking. And Jedian does make the move. I don't want to see teammates battle too hard, but there we have it. As Elbiku retires from the session, it looks like. So there is a flag in Sector 1. I think that was another victim of Turn 1. But here we go. We'll ride with Sweet Crown 19 to see what happened as the race leader. He's getting pressured by Pretzels. And yeah, look at that. The car parked on the track. It did ghost, thankfully, but it looks like that is a victim of Turn 1. Will that bring out Ye Who Shall Not Be Named? It does not look like. It looks like it's just yellow flags, at least for now. I don't want to be jinxing anything, but there we have it. As Elbiku leaves the session after that. Heartbreak for Elbiku as he crashes in Turn 1. Like I mentioned before, that Turn 1 is very, very dangerous. It doesn't really look all that threatening, but it's a lot more threatening than it is. So I'll jump to Pubed. It looks like he's looking to make a move on Spoon. His turn to do that on those harder tires, but it looks like he's going to have to try again next lap, unless he's able to make it going into this third sector here. Very close to Spoon, Pubed is. But will he be able to make the move going into third sector? He thinks about it, but he's going to think better of it into this very dangerous section to make a move on. Going to put the ball into Spoon's hands, make sure he does not make a mistake. But I do see Pretzels has actually passed Sweet Crown 19 in their battle, so I'm going to have to jump to the battle for the lead as well. But I do see Pube very close to Spoon, so will he be able to make the move down the start-finish straight? He does have DRS open, but doesn't look like that's enough. But he's going to catch up. We'll see if he can make the move stick down into the second back straight. I do want to jump with Sweet Crown 19, as he might consider making the move on Pretzels. Two very, very fast drivers. He thinks about it, but thinks better of it. Sweet Crown 19 does. He's going to sit behind, put the Omen on Pretzels to make a mistake. Not too much ERS Pretzels has, so he's going to have to say Sweet Crown 19 has much more battery. So I'd rather be in Sweet Crown 19's position right about now, because just given the energy that we have right now. Elsewhere, it looks like Spoon was able to defend Pube for at least another lap, so we'll see if the move will be tried next lap. But Pube is still very close as we're seeing these drivers race each other. But Pube doing a good job. Oh, and I mentioned that, now that I say that, there looked like there was a bit of contact between the Alfa Romeo and that McLaren car. Pube does want to get a bit of a move on. We'll see if he can make the move stick this lap. A little bit closer now he is. Doesn't have too much ERS, but he has enough to work with. They're very similar, they are, in the ERS. Sweet Crown 19 getting very, very close to Pretzels. Will he make the move this time around? Let's take a look. We're right on board with them. Flying down. Looks like they are side by side, and Sweet Crown 19 does make that move stick. But Pretzels is going to fight back. Had better traction around that hairpin, but it looks like Sweet Crown 19 is able to take that first position away from Pretzels. It looks like Pube and Spoon make the battle. Spoon still manages to hold off that position from Pube, so he's gonna have to wait another lap to make the pass. I'm taking a look to see if anybody else is battling on track, but now that I mentioned that, it looks like Pube was able to make that position. What happened to Spoon? Looks like he went a little bit wide into the braking there, and that gave Pube the chance he needed to make the move. But now Carter is putting pressure on Spoon. Will he make a move stick in this battle now for 5th position? Spoon has just been falling down the order with those medium tires, it looks like. Much slower than everyone, the hard tire counterparts, but we'll have to see. Carter putting lots of pressure. He does have ERS, he does have battery to work with. Gets very close, won't make the move there wisely. I think he's going to try to make the move down into the longer arching. So we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. That's UK Coxey, I believe. It looks like he went off track, maybe clipped a bit of the grass. And unfortunately, looks like he's still parked there. Falls down into 15th, from what I can see on the mini-map. But there we go. Now he's up and moving. Looks like Carter and Spoon had a battle on screen, as you saw. Carter does make the move stick, so Spoon loses another position there on those 14-lap-old medium tires. Now we have another yellow... Oh, never mind. That's in the spot that we saw it before. Looks like... Yep, that's Sweet Crown 19 and Pretzel still having a bit of a battle. But Sweet Crown 19 starting to build that gap up to 1 second now from Pretzels. Other than that, big gap to 3rd position, but he's trying to be chased down. Sophian is by Pubed, and Carter right behind him as well, as it looks like this might be the battle to watch as of right now between Spoon, Carter, and Pubed in this battle for 4th. Here we have it in this long straight. We'll see, can anybody make a move? Carter is very close. He's going to think about making a move. He sticks it around. They're side by side. I think they might be going side by side into this turn. Yes, they are. Who gets the better traction between Pubed and Carter? Looks like it's Carter for now, but they're still side by side into the straight. Who has more guts? It looks like Pubed goes a little bit wide. Carter gets a better line, better traction. It looks like that might just be what makes the move stick for Carter. as he jumps into 4th position. But now Pubed is not going to be giving up. He's right up behind Carter as he goes into this very narrow section. Almost loses it, Pubed does, but does a very good job of keeping the car. And we'll see. He's going to try to make a move down the start-finish straight or into that same DRS spot. Rides a bit more grass there, taking a bit of an interesting line, I believe. But sometimes these cars, especially in the heat of the moment, they are hard to control. It looks like Spoon finally jumps into the pits. He was tired of those those 16-lap-old medium tires. So we'll see what he decides to jump on. The soft tires. Lap 27 now, all of a sudden, in this Grand Prix. 7 laps to go in this race. Sweet Crown, Pretzels, Sophie, and Ir, the top 3. We are watching the battle for 4th between Pubed and Carter. There's a yellow flag in Sector 3, so what happened there? That's George JT, it looks like, who lost it. Unfortunately for him, not a good race for George JT in that Red Bull car. But here we have it. I'm going to keep an eye still on this battle for 4th position between Pubed and Carter. Very close behind Carter is Pubed, with about 7 laps to go. 0.4 of a second behind. Both on similar tires. They're both on the hard tires. They're both right around 10-11 laps old, so not really much of an advantage to go one way or the other in this battle. ERS is relatively similar. Looks like Carter has a little bit more to burn than Pubed does. So I think Pubed is just going to bide his time, see if he can keep up with that DRS. But maybe save the battery so that way he can truly make a move and make it stick. But I mentioned that he's down to 0.3 behind now, so we'll see. He bumps it into overtake mode, but does look like there's the speed as we see. It looks like he's going to make the move, going to throw it in. No, he parks up in behind Carter, and he got very, very close, but no dice this time around for Pubed on that move on Carter. So Carter does hold off that 4th position. Lap 28 now. And looks like Gerdman was able to pass Mushroom on track there. They're both Gerdman on those soft tires, so he's making a run, coming very close to Scully now. Scully is trying to get out of the way, not to interrupt his teammate's race. The much faster teammate it is, and that gives Mushroom his easy position as well. But Mushroom is on 15-lap-old hard tires, so Gerdman not necessarily somebody you're going to be looking to fight. Since he is on the faster tire, the fresher tire. But alas, I know you fight for every position as well, so we'll have to take a look and see. But we'll jump back to this battle between... Now that I mentioned that, what happened there? Either way, we'll jump back to the battle between Pubed and Carter. But now it looks like Jamie 1 is looking to get in on a piece of that action as well. On those 8-lap-old medium tires. So he's on the faster tire compound. Jamie 1 is, so he's going to look to overtake both of them and limit the damage of Sweet Car 19, who's grown a gap up to 2 seconds now on ISRL Pretzels for that 1st position and that race win. Here we have it. Pubed very, very close now. Looks like Spoon is able to pass Jadiant elsewhere on track. So Spoon, looks like those soft tires are kind of working out for him. He is able to make those moves stick. At least from what I can see. As we're following on board still this race for 4th position. As Pubed, will he be able to make the move on Carter this time around? He has a bit more ERS. Let's take a look. Carter has been doing a very good job of conserving ERS in this 4th position as well. But now Jamie 1, he's also going to look to make a move as well, getting very close to these other 2 drivers. So we'll see who will be the first to fall, who will be the first to make the move. Looks like Pubed is bumping it into overtake mode, looking to try to catch Carter, but look at the speed Carter has on Pubed. So that's a lot of ERS gone just there. It looks like Carter's doing a very good job of harvesting his ERS. Pube goes wide, so that gives Jamie 1 a nice little opportunity as he goes side by side with them. They are still side by side, and it looks like Jamie 1 is able to make that move on Pube, who falls down in the 6th position. Pube is still fighting back, but I don't think it'll be enough, as Jamie 1 does make the move stick, and he's going to have to make a pass on Carter very quickly within the next 4 laps if he wants any hope of getting a better points position finish than 5th. But I mentioned that he is getting very close to Carter. I think this will be a very good battle to see, a very exciting battle at the end of this race. Gonna keep an eye on the battle for 10th as well. The last points paying position looks like Itzakush is getting very close to Giant elsewhere on the track. But I do want to see this move being made, if there is a move, between Jamie 1 and Carter. So this is my primary battle as they're coming along this long back straight with the ERS. Not too much ERS for Jamie 1, but he's going to try to squeeze out as much as he can to make this move stick. We'll give you the onboard. Will he make the move this lap? He's going to have to go the long way around in the hairpin. Thinks about it, but thinks better. He's going to try a switchback move. Can he get the traction? No, looks like Carter does have better traction. He thinks about making the move into this next part. Will he throw it down the inside? No, he's going to think better of it. Carter doing a very good job of defending this 4th spot. From what I can tell, I'll jump on board. Looks like Knight is very close, battling with Spoon. Who will make the move? They go side by side as they're battling around. Looks like Knight does make the move. A Spoon comes right back. Who's gonna get it? It looks like Knight does keep the position, at least for now. Spoon does have to give away that position, now down to a 2nd behind. So what a nice battle by Fly By Night to take the 8th position away from Spoon on those medium tires, no less, as well. So that's still a decent salvage of points, 8 points. Now I see Jamie 1 very close to making the move on Carter, but once again needs to come back, maybe try another, try it a little later on. But now that I mentioned that, he's got the DRS, he's on a high ERS. He's making the move stick, it looks like. They are going to be side by side, but Carter's now going to have to go the long way around. We'll see side by side under braking. Very, very close. No contact. Very clean racing. They're still side by side going down this next full throttle sprint. Jamie 1 looks like he's able to make the move. I see there's a yellow flag. We're still side by side in this battle. Hopefully this, oh, the Ferrari, that looked like, that affected Jamie 1 at least a little bit, the Ghost did, and that gave, just enough for Carter to get that position back. I saw the wiggle from Jamie 1 of that Ferrari. Very, very scary when you've got a perpendicular car, whether ghosting is on or not. We do have, looks like that's another yellow flag. I guess that's Mushroom who, had a very unfortunate end to his race, but we're down to what looks to be the penultimate lap now. Will Jamie 1 be able to make that move on Carter for 4th position? I see Spoon is very close to Itzakush for 9th as well, elsewhere on the track, but I do want to see this move made primarily between Jamie 1 and Carter. I'll keep an eye on both for everyone at home, but here we have it. This is going to be the place to make that move. Not much ERS for Jamie 1 as he goes side by side now with Carter. He will try again. Carter gets the inside line. Jamie 1 tries to switch back, but it doesn't look like it's going to stick this time. But it looks like Jamie 1 is very, very close to Carter. We'll give you the onboard. He thinks better. Maybe he's going to throw it down the inside. No, he does not. He thinks better of that. Looks like Knight and Itzakush are battling elsewhere on the track, I believe. Yes, very, very close battle for 8th as well. Itzakush is not going to give up. They're going to go side by side, and that might be what Spoon needs. Looks like we might have a 3-way battle here for 8th position. Knight trying to hold off as we're coming down into the final few laps now. Sweetcar 19 has started his last lap. These drivers are looking to finish this their last lap. Still a 3-way car battle here for 8th position. I will quickly jump to Jamie 1 as he's getting very, very close to Carter in order to make that move. But this is going to be the last chance for Jamie 1 as they're on that final lap. I do see a car going way off into the distance there on that hairpin, but it doesn't matter. Jamie 1 does make the move stick very early this time around. Carter is going to try and throw it down the inside, and he gets the position back from Jamie 1. Wow, Carter keeps his 4th position, but his job's not done yet. There's still half a lap to go. It's a Kush, passes ISRL Knight, but ISRL Knight, oh, and Spoon throws it way in. Knight takes some damage into that hairpin there, and Spoon threw it way in, but that did not go well for him as he falls down out of the points now into 11th. Knight is going to try to make that move, and Pretzels actually gets the win from Sweet Crown 19, 0.100 on penalties. Here, I just noticed that Carter, looks like Sophiane will get the 3rd, Carter in 4th, unless penalties have anything to do about it. And no, Carter up in 3rd, Jamie 1 in 4th, Sophiane falls down to 5th with penalties. What a battle we had there. Josh 2 in 6, Pubed in 7, It's a Kush rounding the corner in 8th. Behind him, Fly By Night, or ISRL Knight crosses in 9th, but he falls down to 10th after It's a Kush crosses with penalties. Now here we have Spoon crossing the line as well, and he jumps up into 10th on ISRL Knight. So ISRL Knight looks like he took a decent amount of penalties in this race. So he just watched himself fall right out of the points, just like that, all on penalties. But there we have it. We're waiting for Gerdman to cross the line in 12th position. I don't think that'll affect too much, but there we have it. Pretzels just narrowly inches out Sweet Crown 19 for the win on penalties. This is a tentative finish here on stream, because we'll have to see if there are any incidents that will affect the standings. But we are just loading in the podium. There you have it. Podium celebration. Pretzels up there on that podium position. He gets to throw the trophy up in the air, taste the sweetest champagne. But there we have it. Sweet Crown 19 in 2nd. He raced a very strong race, but I guess he had some penalties there, and that was just enough. So kudos to Pretzels for having a very clean race, and he's able to take that win away from Sweet Crown 19. I'm sure elsewhere Jamie 1 is probably happy that Sweet Crown 19 doesn't get as many points as he probably could have. But there we have it. We just watched the podium, and wow, look at those penalties. 15 seconds for Fly By Night, that jumps out. 12 seconds of penalties for Pubed. So, of course, the penalties are a storyline, as they always are. But there we have it. Congratulations to Pretzels, who takes the win over penalties. Sweet Crown 19, Carter, Jamie 1, Sophiane rounds to the top 5, Josh 2, Pube, Jadine, It's a Kush, and Spoon round out the top 10. But there we have it. Everybody else who finished, as you can see, lots of DNFs. But thank you everyone for tuning into this race. It was a very, very, very exciting race, I found. But that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked what you saw, hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss any live streams or uploads, and of course share out the stream, share out the videos if you liked what you watched. But thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you next week on round 10. So have a good night everyone. Enjoy the rest of your days.